Move in for
$12 chance. But number 2, Templeton, which comes from the Rado Bolgen stable, which is at this track, it's tightened in further now to $1.20. Now, Templeton had 2 unplaced runs last year, but obviously has come back from a spell in great order because this 2-year-old gelding comfortably won a barrier trial at Nowra only a couple of days ago, just inside a week ago. Number 3, Best of Burgess. It's a $5.60 chance. It's second up from a spell. And number 4, Moruya Cup. It's a $9 chance. Moruya Cup also has had a recent barrier trial, although he was well beaten. She was rather well beaten into second place. Templeton, it is the favourite at $1.20. There has been a little bit of money for number 3, Best of Burgess, at $5.60, but Templeton is obviously expected by the bulk of the punters to win. So for the first event on this Moruya program today, right on starting time, only 4 runners to go into line as we join Chris O'Brien.
Your first event, it's the Prime Television 2-year-old Class D handicap, and we've got Templeton at $1.20 at the moment on the New South Wales TAB. That is the favourite, and he trialled very well at Nowra on Monday. He's had the 2 runs. He finished 6th at Canberra, 2 runs back, and that's the reason he's so short. He looks well too in the enclosure. But I think punters just got to be on your guard in this 4-horse race, because Best of Burgess from the Frank Cleary stables is by Canny Lad, and this colt has only had the 1 start back in October, and he looked very well as well when parading. Gets the claim for young Brian Carter, and being so nicely bred, I think Best of Burgess is likely to be a big improver here, but nonetheless he faces a tough task against this Templeton on that trial win at Nowra and on his only 2 runs. Now, Moruya Cup's the first one into line. The race over 1,010 metres. And Templeton, you'd imagine the favourite will just jump and run. He's in the bright yellow colours being brought forward now. The Rado Bolgen stables. Best of Burgess from Frank Cleary stables. Frank's been having a terrific run of late. Catbird, Territorial are these 2 very smart 2-year-olds, aiming at some bigger races in the near future. Moruya Cup day here today. 2 runners to move in, and they are Best of Burgess and Maximum Limit, the first starter. This track is in fantastic order. A very nice day, not a cloud in the sky, a little bit of a breeze just to break the heat up a little bit, so it's a very pleasant day. The last one to join the line will be Maximum Limit, Neil Perryman from the Wayne Davies stables. It's a first starter by Table Limit. Bring him up to the line. He goes forward, so the starter moves to the front of the stalls. For the first event on Cup Day, 1,010 metres the distance. Line looks pretty good. Templeton, the short price favourite. Starter takes a button. Moruya Cup drawn on the inside. There's an attendant in with Moruya Cup. Now settles. Line's good and they're racing, and Templeton, the favourite, won the jump from Moruya Cup. Best of Burgess is rushing up though on the outside to try and stay in touch with this favourite, and they're going to make him work a bit early, Templeton, the favourite, but now he gets his own way in front, but he had to go flat strap to do it. He's on 2 lengths on Best of Burgess, who has settled nicely, a half length away Moruya Cup, and Maximum Limit has tailed off by about 6 lengths. Templeton, the favourite of the 600. He's going along quickly, 2 lengths on Best of Burgess. Brian Carter, though, sitting quietly confident on the second horse. They've dropped off Moruya Cup a further 2 lengths away, and Maximum Limit 4 away at the tail. Templeton, the short price favourite of the 350 into the straight, slapped up on the shoulder. He's still 2 lengths clear on Best of Burgess. Brian Carter feels for the stick, and it's Templeton still about a length on Best of Burgess. Now closing the margin. Best of Burgess went straight past Templeton, and Best of Burgess opened up 2 lengths the favourite Templeton, and he looked pretty smart in the enclosure. He's not bad, Best of Burgess. He's careering away. Best of Burgess by 6 on Templeton. Then Moruya Cup, followed in by Maximum Limit.
The case of odds-on look-on again, although the winner, number 3, Best of Burgess, did trim up a bit at the finish into $3.80 in New South Wales, $3.50 Super Tab, $3.20 in Queensland. and there was, of course, only the one win dividend, no place pool. Number 2, Templeton, the favourite, appeared to have every chance, led comfortably and just got run over, got a cold in the straight. And number 4, Moruya Cup, has filled third placing. At the Frank Cleary stable, triumphing in the first at Moruya, the 2-year-olds. With that Templeton first up from a spell, winning very, rather best of Burgess, winning comfortably for the apprentice Brian Carter. There's those Frank Cleary colours. Best of Burgess comes back. Let's go on with the late mail for Moruya.
Man 120, now they're set at Moruya for the second as we take you back to Chris O'Brien.
So Love Scene, they're racing, the favourite on the inside, and Demon Princess missed it by 2 lengths. Love Scene, the favourite, away quickly, and John's Course is not taken on in front of, though, the second favourite, Dr. Doug, goes up to be at the hind quarters. Played again, Sam's going to settle in third. Swiftly, Alice pulling back along the fence. The Prune, it's outside. Deneldi is second last. Demon Princess, after blowing the start tax on at the tail, 8 lengths from the leader. Love Scene set a nice run in front, inside the 1,000, held together by John's Course. 3 parts for length, Dr. Doug on the outside, played again, Sam pocketed away the inner. They were followed a length away by the Prune. Swiftly, Alice the inside, Deneldi second last, and Demon Princess whipped them in. About 7 or 8 lengths cover them. Love Scene just quickened up a little bit. Got away 1 1/4, Dr. Doug. Played again, Sam 3 parts for length away the inside. The Prune is running fourth, about 3 from the leader. Deneldi is third last. Swiftly, Alice and Demon Princess still 7 from the leader. Love Scene racing to the 450, about to swing. More than a length on Dr. Doug. The rider is hard at work on the second favourite. The Prune runs to third, then played against Sam, who's popped the question. Into the straight, racing down to the 300. It's Love Scene in front. The Prune is running a race on the outside. They dropped off Dr. Doug. Played against Sam, is grinding away. Love Scene to the 200. He's only a half on the Prune. The Prune starts to close in on Love Scene as they get to the 100. The Prune almost level. Love Scene fights back though, and Love Scene's now drawing away. Love Scene goes on to score 1 1/4, the Prune. Dr. Doug third, then played against Sam, and the 3 back markers didn't get into it. They were Deneldi, Swiftly, Alice and Demon Princess. Found something, the last 100 Love Scene, and it was entitled to too, because it was given a lovely run in front by John's Course. This bay mare 4-year-old by Spectacular Love out of Harbour Princess, showing $1.70 the win when they jumped. Love Scene is trained by Barbara Joseph at Canberra and is owned by G. Caparos, C. Andronis and D. Trevathan. Number 4, Love Scene, John's Course. No one wanted to take him on in front. John's Course had just a ride in front and rate the race how he wanted to, and that's why she found plenty in the run to the line. She's a nice mare, this one, Love Scene. The Prune looked a definite threat, but the other mare just a bit too fresh the final stages. The Prune ridden by Brian Carter from the Frank Cleary stables, and Dr. Doug will be third, number 3, ridden by Mitch Newman, trained by Darren Bailey at Queanbeyan. 1:25.21 was the time. 1:25.21. The margin's 1.5 by 1.5. 1.5, 1.5. 1:25.21 the time. The numbers after the second event at Moruya are 4, 6 and 3.
All right, thank you, Chris. That's the second at Moruya, and our next race is still about 9 minutes away, and that's at Port Macquarie. So a very busy afternoon for this Monday of Sky Race Day. We've got all the codes. We have, of course, the thoroughbred action, harness racing action, and a little later on the Twilight Greyhounds as well. So, as I said, a busy one. Now we've got Globe Derby divs. The tips there from Chris O'Brien are 1, 4 and 3 in the third. Correct weight at second pick at 280, 11's Trevisan, and a Young Zika at 22. First of them moves in for the third at Moruya as we take you back to Chris O'Brien.
I think Bleep's big danger will be Old Man Sam the final 100 metres when he starts to wind up. Now Old Man Sam is locked away, Bleep is in, so the line's starting to take shape for the Celtics. 1999 Moruya Grease Lightning. It's over 1,200 metres. The grey Trevisan is back from the stalls, and Young Zika still out. He's a 9-year-old, Young Zika, resumed with a run at Rose Hill when he ran 10th on the 2nd of January. Trained at Nowra. This old fellow, and he joins them. Young Zika, the 9-year-old. Now Trevisan comes forward, so we're ready to run. Bleep the favourite. $1.90, And they're racing. Old Man Sam anticipated the jump on the inside, and Bleep had to be ridden up by Steve Coleman early to take his usual role. So Bleep doing a bit of work from Old Man Sam. Kirastal into the third. The pace goes right on. 4 lengths away, Young Zika. 3 to Trevor Sand at the tail. Bleep now takes over. He thunders along onto the corner, 700 out. 2.5 Old Man Sam, who's just being ridden off this leader now. 1.5 Kirastal. Best part is 7 or 8 lengths away, Young Zika. And Trevor Sand, the grey, up at his outside. Bleep the favourite, racing towards the 600. 2.5 lengths clear Old Man Sam. 1 length Kirastal the outside. About 7 lengths away Trevor Sand, and Young Zika ridden along. Bleep the favourite. He has a fair bit of weight. He's about to turn at the 400 metre mark. More than 2 on Old Man Sam and Kirastal the outside. They both popped the question. 5 or 6 away Young Zika and Trevor Sand. Bleep the favourite. He's still about 1.5 lengths. Old Man Sam is going to make a race of it. Bleep to the 200, just about joined by Old Man Sam, who raced past him. Old Man Sam with the big pull in the weights has drawn 2 on Bleep the favourite. 4 away to Kirastal, and Old Man Sam is going to bolt in. Old Man Sam comes down to score by 3 from Bleep, maybe a little bit further. Kirastal was third. Young Zika, big gap away, was Trevor Sand at the tail. So Old Man Sam had the pull in the weights today, and the tactic of, when Old Man Sam jumped, he made Bleep work hard early to get to the lead, and that told at the finish when Old Man Sam, who's a noted hard finisher, was able to run down Bleep. Old Man Sam, $2.40 for the win, and $1.50 the place. Bleep was showing $1.40 for the place. We'll check on those dividends. Old Man Sam, ridden by Larry Mortel, trained by Brian Heffernan at Moruya. There's a bay gelding 4 by Odyssean out of Aging, owned by Mrs. C.M. Heffernan and D.R. Monday. Good ride from Larry Mortel. Second will go to 1 Bleep, Steve Coleman, and third will be 3 Kerrisdale, Poor Row. 4, 1 and 3 the numbers. 1:10.59 was the time. 1:10.59 just outside his own track record. 4 lengths by 3 with the margins. 4 lengths by 3 with the margins. 1:10.59 was the time after the running of the third event at Moruya. I'll send further details down the line. Back with the call of the fourth at 10 minutes past 2.
Old Man Sam, Bleep, and Kerrisdale after the running of the Caltex Grease Lightning Handicap there at Moruya, race 3. We're going to have a look at the selections for the remainder of the day at Globe Derby, where the favourite won the first. He is the favourite. Frost Free at 9.80. Imbali's Boy 30. 20s for Select Edition, and Shy Grin now at 16. We will take this break, then we'll be back with the next at Moruya at 2:10 as we take you back to Moruya for the running of the fourth. Once again, here's Chris O'Brien.
At a fairly open affair, the 10 runners on Moruya Cup Day. This track in great order. Our Impali's Boy, he's one I thought might run a better race today. He's giving a bit of trouble at the stalls. Alaroff is in. Monet's Talent has settled. And then Frost Freeze on the inside with Select Edition. This race over 1,200 metres, so it is an advantage to be drawn in close. Be a bit of a charge early. Some of the fancied runners drawn a little wide, like to race forward. Now Mighty Splendid goes up. Circuit Bid about to join them. That will leave Bandworthy the top weight. Those at any old price, Bandworthy. Now the starter at the back of the stalls. He watched Bandworthy join the line. He makes his way to the front of the gates. Race 4 at Moruya, sponsored by Coxon, Narooma Oysters. 1,200 the distance. Fairly open affair, where Mighty Splendid will run as favourite. He's drawn wide, Mighty Splendid. Our Circuit Bid, little toey. It's also drawn wide. One giving trouble, Select Edition, is reared up in barrier 1. So the attendant grabs hold of Select Edition. The rider about to get set. Got the feet out of the irons as Select Edition went very high. Settles this time. Starter has the button. We're just about ready for them. Line's good, and they're racing this time, and it is a fairly level line. Frost Free in the centre, Impali's Boy and Monet's Talent with the best 3 away, and they drive forward from Select Edition. Shy Grin is also driving up with Alof into a forward position. Circuit Bidders trapped a little wide, Fleece drifting back. The favourite, Mighty Splendid, second last in the early stages, and Bandworthy's at the tail. Shy Grin working across, looking for the lead from Frost Free. Monet's Talent into third. Alaroff out on the outside of Select Edition. Impali's Boy between runners. Mighty Splendid Splendid is smothered away back 4th last. Circuit Bid is outside. Fleece is 2nd last. And 3 to Bandworthy, twitching the tail back at last. Racing towards the 500 metre mark. It's a charge for the lead. Frost Free in the centre. Mode's Talent go up to tackle Shy Grin as they turn. Impali's Boy is pushed wide. Mighty Splendid weaves through. He's parked right behind the leaders now, and then Ella off. Into the straight 350 out. Frost Free joined by Monet's Talent. Mighty Splendid got the run through quickly. Goes up to join them. This trio have got clear of Impali's Boy and Circuit Bid. Mighty Splendid to the 150 and Monet's Talent. They settle down to fight it out. Mighty Splendid doing a little bit the better. He's about a half on Monet's Talent, and Mighty Splendid the favourite will score. Mighty Splendid 1 length. Monet's Talent the line. Frost Free 3rd. Circuit Bid, Fleece, Impali's Boy, Bandworthy, Ella off stopped. Next in Select Edition and Shy Grin, the early leader, is last. Got a beautiful run through, Mighty Splendid. They were the tactics from the wide alley. They were good tactics. He's been racing forward, Mighty Splendid. Today, Steve Coleman dropped him out, took cover, and he got a magical run through close to the fence to be parked behind the leaders when they turned. And then he had a bit of a job to get past Monet's Talent, but he wore that horse down. He came on to score by a length on the line. Number 5 was Monet's Talent, $1.70, and 7 Frost Free will be third, $2.60. So the winner, Mighty Splendid, ridden by Steve Coleman, trained by Rada Bolgen at Moruya, a chestnut gelding 3 by Splendid out of San Deleuze, and is owned by R. McPherson, M. Denny, W. Holden, N. Shepherd, P. Story, and J. Anastasio. Number 6, Mighty Splendid. Second, 5, Monet's Talent, and third, 7, Frost Free. The time, 1:11.29, 1 length by 3.5 for the margins. 1:11.29 was the time, and the margins 1 by 3.5. Was it 3.5? I think. So they're the details surrounding race 4 here at Moruya, with the winner, Mighty Splendid. Too good for them.
Okay, thanks, Chris. So it's 6.57. Now, Globe Derby divs on the 3rd for Aussie Avita, 250, 150. Miss San Diego steady at 11s and Tulsa Miss 430. We've got down the bottom there Grey Rider now at 17 and 10s now for High Zephyr. It's firmed up a bit. Now we have the first event at Bendigo Greyhounds coming up very shortly. And, oh no, Bendigo trotting, harness racing action, of course, this afternoon at Bendigo. And we have the updater on the first, 5 minutes away. Goodbye Gambit at 470. Number 2 is Shandacolli at 12s and Opponus Sunshine at 880. Allenby Jr. 420. Nature's Fury is at 11s and Third Degree at 220. So Bendigo Greys come in a little later on, so it's the double header there today. Lachlan's tips in the first at Bendigo Harness, 5-7-6 in race 1. Moving it pretty well for this 5th event at Moruya as we take you back to Chris O'Brien.
Yeah, the line takes good shape for the 5th of Thoroughbred Breeders. New South Wales Class 3 handicap. It's over 14.25 metres. And the favourite on the New South Wales tote, $4.10, is Alizari, just ahead of Mr. Quongtart, $4.20. Mr. Quongtart's been a little easy in betting downstairs after opening under the odds, I thought. He's eased out. It's been good money downstairs for Aussie Doll. Now, Go Radar's rider has dismounted that one, giving a little bit of trouble, and Miss San Diego's the only other one out of line. So it's a fairly open race, keen betting race. High Zephyr's a little bit of value on the TAB as well. Number 9 should run a bit of a race. So the favourite at the moment, Alizari, just ahead of Mr. Quongtart, and we may have them all locked away. Starter moves to the front of the stalls. Thoroughbred Breeders, New South Wales, Class 3. Alizari is the top weight and has drawn on the inside. Line looks pretty good. The starter takes a button. Terrific run down the back from this 14.25 metre chute. Now the attendants are rushing out wide. There's one very fidgety. The starter lets them go, and a perfect line too, and Mr. Quongtart's first to break it. Go Radar going forward. High Zephyr from Tulsa Miss is going to take up a handy spot. They were followed by Aussie Doll settling about midfield, followed by Grey Rider. He's outside. Alizari is drifting back in the early stages on the outside. Bavion back along the inside when they settle fully into stride, and Miss San Diego with those two back of the tail. Not a great deal of pace on. Mr. Quongtart a half length on Go Radar. High Zephyr with Grey Rider, it's outside. Aussie Doll racing a little bit deep from Tulsa Miss. They were followed by Alizari, the outside Miss Santiago, and Bavion's back of the tail. Racing towards the inside the 700, Mr. Quongtard and Go Radar. They show the way. They're a length on Grey Rider, followed by High Zephyr with a nice run on the inside. Aussie Doll between runners. Miss Santiago a little deep on the outside of Alizari. Tulsa Miss pocketed away on the fence, and Bavion under the stickers at the tail. Mr. Quongtard, he's had a nice run in front. He shows the way ahead on Go Radar. Challenges looming up. Aussie Doll 3 wide. Going out wide and was Grey Rider. Alizari looking for the run in the centre. Gets it, starting to move into it. And the run there for Tulsa Miss and High Zephyr. Right across the track now. Tulsa Miss in the centre. Raced up was Alizari. Aussie Doll starting to chime in. Miss Santiego's out wide, but Tulsa Miss got to a lead now. A length on Alizari at the 100. And Tulsa Miss got a length and a half Alizari. High Zephyr's running on, but Tulsa Miss will score. Tulsa Miss 1 1/4 the stablemate High Zephyr. Alizari third, then Go Radar. Aussie Doll died on its run. So too did Miss Santiago after covering ground. Grey Rider, Mr. Quongtard and Bavion is back of the tail.
And number 5, Tulsa Miss, proving too good for them in the 5th at Moruya, 4:30-2:20, defeating 9 High Zephyr 2 even and 1 Alizari 170 after the 5th at Moruya. Bull-Eye Divs on the 3rd, 3 Captain Bravo 2 even 160, 2 Trumby Jackaroo 210 and 8 Romantic Spirit at 260. The Cadfail at 20s and 9:30 now for Einar. And then further down we have Grove Lady at 13, Larrigan at 18 and the rest over 20. So Mr. Spanky, who's a relation, of course, to Mr. Hankey, and he is the favourite there at Moruya for this 6th event. Swan Divs now.
Late Hotel, one of the popular pubs in Moruya where the Calcutta was held last night. They're racing in the maiden. Einar and Leasingham slow to go, and Potion immediately went back to the tail. Regal Sunai was out quickly, but Mr. Spanky, the favourite's ridden along. He's looking for the lead from a wide barrier, and Mr. Spanky comes across with Einar now pushing right through along the inside to take over the lead. Laregan goes up, and Leasingham from the tail is 4 wide going up to attack these leaders. Groove Lady and Tai Bow dropped in behind those when they settled down from Regal Sunai, who drifted back after a good start. Cadfael from Bowl Bray, the pace is on and they're stringing out. City Girl second last, and Potion, the tail, must be 20 lengths from the leader. Leasingham at the 800 metre mark, out by 3 on Einar, Mr. Spanky the favourite on the outside. Tybo's covering a bit of ground. Belmount Gambler, Laregan between runners. A big gap away, Regal Sunai starting to work into the race. Groove Lady giving ground. Bowl Bray went past it. Cadfael, City Girl had dropped out last, and Potion was just in front. They're about to swing, just over 400 to go, and Leasingham after that torrid run had dropped off, and Mr. Spanky the favourite went to the lead at the top of the straight. Laregan second, Tai Bow. Regal Sunai very wide, starting to work into the race, and then came Bowl Bray down to the 250. The favourite Mr. Spanky driven to the lead, but Regal Sunai's out giving chase. Then Laregan and Belmount Gambler from Tai Bow. Mr. Spanky the favourite is joined by Regal Sunai on the outside. He fights back, Mr. Spanky. Mr. Spanky doing a little bit the better, and Mr. Spanky the favourite gets home narrowly from Regal Sunai. Bowl Bray third, a big gap away, came in 4th position Tai Bow. They were followed home by Cadfael, next in Belmount Gambler, Laregan, Potion, back behind them Groove Lady, City Girl, Einar, one of the early leaders, and Leasingham stopped to run at the tail.
Number 1, Mr. Spanky, 180-120, defeats 5 Regal Sunai 160 with 3 Bold Bray at 230. 153 it'll be after race 6 at Moruya. Bendigo, the updater there on the 2nd, 17 Pagini Michelle. Kellybrook is at 420 and firming. Starlight's Child at 19.
Down in the betting ring, they're moving forward. Bubbles of Joy, 3:30 at the moment on the tote. The Barbara Joseph stables, first up, led and was run down close to the line at Cootamundra. The tab meeting recently. Expected to be suited by the 900 Bubbles of Joy. She looks quite healthy too. She's back from the line with Coracle Lady, Plenty Shore. Come pat away from the line with Circuit Flight. Lively Gate at Home Tax. Now Garlandtown Moon coming up. Courthouse Lane has settled. Bubbles of Joy about to join them. John's Course in the saddle. That run at Cootamundra by Bubbles of Joy was her first run since September. She'll be further improved by the run, and she's at 3:20 at the moment. Courthouse Lane, the top weight. is at $5.40, and then out to Coracle Lady at $6, Garlandtown Moon at $9.20, and the Plenty Sure at $8.90. They're the main players in the market. This class 1 over 900. Bubbles of Joy about to join them. A Plenty Sure still out with Lively Gate. Circuit Flight back from the line with Come Pat and Home Tax. Coracle Ladies back from the stalls. Bit of a charge for the lead. Bubbles of Joy's drawn in 6. Courthouse Lane resuming. She looked very well. She's drawn 1. She gets the claim 2 kilos for Mitch Newman. Whether she's got the speed to take advantage of barrier 1 or not, we'll soon know. She may drift back, Courthouse Lane, but does look fit. Come Pat links up. Lively Gate and Coracle Lady will be the last couple. Coracle Lady scored here a fortnight ago. She's in the market at $6.80. She won a maiden. She's drawn awkwardly in 11. Shane Pawsey in the saddle. They're all locked away, and the starter moves to the front of the stalls. Line looks pretty good. Starter takes a button. They settle. Bubbles of Joy, the favourite, 900. Race 8 on this card on Moruya Cup Day. Courthouse Lane wanting to lay back. Now they're racing. Catch Me Kate stood there, and Garlandtown Moon anticipated the jump. Taken on by Bubbles of Joy, showing pace, and Come Patters driving up, and Coracle Lady from an outside alley goes forward. Home Tax drops in behind them from Lively Gate. Courthouse Lane was drifting back in the early stages. A Plenty Sure as wide circuit flight between runners. Catch Me Kate towards the tail with Home Team. Full into stride, and Coracle Lady wide is working hard on the outside of Lively Gate, and the favourite Bubbles of Joy, the fence, almost a line of 3 as they turn at the 400-metre mark, and this trio clear on Home Tax. Garlandtown Moon back along the inside, a Plenty Sure to the outside, and then Courthouse Lane and Home Tax racing down to the 200. Bubbles of Joy fought back strongly, headed off Coracle Lady, and Bubbles of Joy got clear. Garlandtown Moon into the open, coming quick. Garlandtown Moon swept up to the favourite Bubbles of Joy, and Garlandtown Moon puts his head in front. He goes on to score. Garlandtown Moon beat Bubbles of Joy. Tight third, Circuit of Flight or Courthouse Lane. In behind those was Catch Me Kate. They were followed home by Coracle Lady, a Plenty Sure. Next in was Home Tax, Come Pat, well out of it, Home Team, and Lively Gate, one of the last over the line.
Number 4, Garlandtown Moon, finishing 2 well there at 782.30, 140 Bubbles of Joy, and a photo for third after race 7 at Moruya. Moving up at Bendigo with Franco Looks Good, still money back, $1, with Jean Hills the second pick now at 13, and then we've got 29 for Sweet Talkin' Sally. Franco Looks Good, and he will start very, very short for this third at Bendigo. Let's take you back there now to Lachlan McIntosh.
Looks Good, trained by Gary Hancock of Fairfield.
5:10. We've got Farzak at 6:10, Grey Bell at 5:40, Flash Me Dazzler at 20, Bayview at 7:70, Didacoy at 21, and I think the rest you'll find are well and truly over the 20s. Correct. Bendigo, the previous event, and 4 are resting. Paid 5.40 and 2 even in the Greyhounds. 1 Bannockburn, 1 even. 7 Sunshine City, 5.10. Quinella, 3.40. And the trifecta of 4.17, $52.40. Race 1 at Bendigo. Now, we have the Nowra Greyhounds coming up very shortly, so let's look at the first event there. At Nowra, in the first, the market shows this. Number 1, Bell's Pride at 15. Amaroo Supreme at 280. Suspense was killing me. Silver Tyler, 590. And a Partner, 470. Arge's Tiger at 630. Contessa at 15.